Okay, so yeah, again, hey guys, this is a live video of me, and I'm trying to go live here, and um, just making sure everything is working fine. And I hope you guys see a dinosaur in this screen, and a outliner here, and a graph editor here. And this is just a test, and in this test I will try to make a dinosaur run cycle, this IREX run cycle, and we'll see how it goes. And so first of all, I would like to say that I know right now the world is uh, facing a very big challenge with coronavirus, and me and my fiance are also stuck here in and sitting in just in our apartment. And luckily I'm working offline. Luckily, like, it's not that bad yet. So yeah, but for now we are all in this together, and we will try to make the best we can. And so yeah, so today let's try to make this IREX run cycle. And I hope you guys are seeing me live. Just let me make sure with my fiance that if she's seeing me live. You're seeing me live, right? Okay, good. So yeah, yeah, okay, so I will start with this IREX rig. First of all, this is the default rig when I opened it, and I think I would like to see I don't want FK spine here. I just want to animate with IK spine. And let me see. Okay, I will just go ahead and I will change this spine to IK spine, and let me see where I can make it happen. Okay, I think it must be this controller. And yeah, so this is IK spine. And even neck, I would like to work with a IK neck, so I will just go ahead and I'll make the neck IK. And yeah, this is IK neck. And let me see, let me just write a message for you guys. This is my first live video, so if I make some okay, so yeah, okay, so now I have my IK spine and my IK neck. Right now my neck is following the head of this dinosaur is following the body, the front body, which I don't like. I like to animate the body and the neck separately, but for now we won't worry about it. We'll just go ahead and we will try to animate it anyway. Okay, so first I will just make a first pose for this animation. And usually I remember the last time when I animated this IREX, I was supposed to rotate this leg by using this controller, but I think now it's not the same case anymore. I have to rotate the leg by using this controller, I think, or maybe this one. Okay, let me clarify again. This is my first live video. I'm just trying to do something interesting this weekend, and I'm trying to make a live video here, and just trying to make this IREX run cycle. And okay, so this is my first pose. I'm going to make a first pose here. Maybe a little bit better. So this run cycle will be kind of like actual raptor run. So if we see if you like dinosaur film, you will see that raptors bodies are quite like flexible, and they run in a very specific way. So in this run cycle I'll try to keep it somehow like that. And okay, so here, and maybe I'll try to keep the neck as well more like a bird. So my fiance must be feeling bored watching this video. Let me tell her not to. She don't have to watch. She don't have to. So sorry baby, if you don't have to watch this video, you can watch something else. I'm just right now everything is going good, right? You can watch something else if you want, but if you want to keep watching this, you are free to do that. And okay, so let's try to make this first pose, and let me see what it is. Okay, what the hell is this? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, so I will just make a very simple pose for the tail as well. And we will definitely make a better pose in the end, but for now I am just trying to trying to make a pose. Okay, thing. So just so you guys I have to let you guys know that this video will be a little bit long, so if you are looking for entertainment, then I think this is not a good video. I'm just trying to make this video as a learning thing. So anyway, I think this video will be online after I'm done making it, so if you would like to watch it later, you guys can do that as well. But I'm just trying to make I will try to make a as good animation as possible being live, and we'll see how it goes. And okay, so right now if you're looking for the first pose, maybe I will widen up the foot a little bit. And anyway, I don't need to animate both of the legs. I'm just going to animate one leg, one foot, and then I'm going to copy that one foot to other one. And just let me make it a little bit better. Maybe a better pose of for both of hands, a little bit better. I'll try to make a little bit better pose. Okay, so okay, so I don't think I will be animating both of the hands separately, but anyway, I'll just try to make a nice first pose for both of the hands. And please guys, if you are here, let me know so that I can see somebody is watching. For now I think nobody is watching this this live video, but I'll be happy if I have more viewers. And okay, so So I think this, as I'm trying to make this run cycle more like a raptor, so I would like to keep a nice bend in this animation. And as this dinosaur is a breed between T-Rex and raptor, so I'm just trying to like in Jurassic World film, they try to keep this dinosaur more towards the T-Rex. The way this dinosaur was running was like more like a T-Rex, but here I am thinking I want to make it look more like a raptor, maybe a little bit like T-Rex, but more like a raptor. And just so you guys know that I am just sitting here in this in my apartment from like last 2 weeks. We didn't go out, and we are just trying to stay inside, and I request you guys to stay inside and try to learn something. If you guys are animators, try to do some nice animations for you, for your demo reel, and don't go outside, guys. And okay, so on arms, I think I will try to keep the arms global, because if they are global, no matter what is happening in the upper body, they will keep their same rotations, and I think that's what I would like to have in my IRX. Okay, so both arms are global. Maybe I will rotate both of them. Okay, I will give a little bit curl to his hands. I will just select all the hand controllers, and then I'll deselect whatever I don't need. And oh, we have something here. Let's try to make initial pose by using these we have already have some finger controllers here where we can spread, and we can make some basic poses. So I'll just select all of them, and I'll try to make sorry, make it normal curl to the hand, and I will only do with the fingers. Maybe I'll avoid the it's not an interesting pose by making, you know, because these controllers are just to make some poses. If you see here, make some curling action on the fingers, but I don't really like it because it only let me curl the whole finger. I would like to have a little bit more interesting pose, but yeah, for now let's see. Okay, let's try to make it, just to make it quick. I'll keep it somehow like this for now. And okay, so maybe just trying to figure out how I can make it look a little bit better. Shit, what the hell. Okay. I think in the end I might sorry, I think there's a weird thing happening here. My rotation order is messed up. I'll just go here and create a new camera. I mean, the rotation order of the camera was messed up. So usually what I do, like right now, if I show you guys, I go to perspective, and I will try to make rotation. It's not happening from the place where I want. Like even if I press F, it's nothing happening. So I'll just go to the new camera, and okay, so I think this might be a nice first pose. I will try to just randomly do some things to make it a little bit more interesting. So again, I have to say that this video will be a little bit long, and you guys might get bored, and I'm just trying to make a live video, and I will try to do as much detail as possible in this animation. And there won't be much viewers on this video, definitely, because this is my first video, and I'm not sure even if in my second video. I'm just trying to do something interesting for myself, and hopefully it will help someone out there. And okay, the good thing in this rig is we have some nice facial controllers here. I like this kind of, I really like this. I am not a facial animator, but I mostly I like these kind of simplified controllers whenever I get them. And okay, so I think this might be a good first pose. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just try to make just the foot animation. I will avoid any body for now, and I will just focus on this right foot. And I have to decide that how many frames I'm going to keep here, and maybe I will keep from 1 to 31, or maybe 1 to 33. Let's try from 0 to 32. I like odd numbers, so 0 to 32 seems good to me. And I recently made a Spinosaurus RunCycle, in that I kept the frame range, the cycle frame range, as 32. I know this might be a very 32 is a small, is just almost 1 second, just a little bit more than 1 second, and it's hard to believe that in 1 second the dinosaur will be able to do one RunCycle. But let's do it for now. I tried it on Spinosaurus. 32 frames worked very well, and now let's see how does this work. Okay, so I think I am happy with this pose, and definitely I'll be modifying this pose even more in future. But for now I think this is good, and I will just go ahead and try to do something. And now I will start animating the foot, and I will key on frame 0. Maybe I'll just keep this pose as frame 0, and I'll key on frame 0 and 32 as my first and last frame. Maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll select the whole foot, and okay, just the whole foot, and I will key everything. And now I will maybe I'll go to frame number 14, 16, maybe frame number 16, and I'll move the foot similar to this foot. I'll move it somehow like this foot. I won't be animating that foot. I'll try to just make a nice animation on this foot and copy this animation on that one. And so I received a message from Praveen Veena, and hey Praveen, thank you for your message. And yeah, let's see how this live video go, and hopefully we will learn something. And please feel free to ask me any questions, and I will just continue with the animation. I'm kind of a little bit nervous, because this is my first video, and I'm just hoping that I won't mess up with something. And because okay, so there's one thing I realize, that if you guys see that this is the default pose in this dinosaur. Even in default pose, the foot of this dinosaur is a little bit above the ground, and it's not just above the ground. There is a kind of angle going on in this foot. It should not be like that. It should be completely flat on the first pose. So what I'll do, I'll just try to make that flatness by using one of the controller. Maybe I'll use this this front controller, and I'll try to make it flat on ground. And okay, so yeah, now we have a first and last pose for this dinosaur, for the foot. And okay, I will okay, so here on frame number 16, again, like this this part of the leg won't be like this. It should be a little bit like this, because the frame 16 is a landing frame. As soon as the foot will land, it will land with this part of the leg straight, and as soon as it will land, it will bend down. Again, one more thing, I'm not using any reference for this cycle. I will just try to make this just from my mind, and I will just try to make I like especially like creatures like dinosaur. There are no actual references available for this kind of creatures. Yeah, we can try to study the weight of different kind of animals, and we can try to understand how they move. We can try to understand like we can try to understand how weight works, but there is no actual reference for this kind of creature. So instead of me using a reference of, like, I can use reference of a of a of some animal which resemble with this. Like, for example, there is a bird, big bird, ostrich. Yeah, like so ostrich might run like this dinosaur, but in the end, like he's not this dinosaur, and this dinosaur is a imaginary dinosaur. This dinosaur didn't actually existed. So I would like to play with my imagination and see what kind of animation I can make in this scenario. And okay, so we'll go ahead and we will try to make something here. And so here I was trying to animate this controller. So the foot will land on frame 16, and after frame 16, in maybe in 2 to 3 frames, this leg will bend because of the weight of this dinosaur. So imagine on frame 16 the foot landed, and then this leg will go down because of the weight, and it will remain kind of down until the foot passes the middle of the center of gravity. So the last frame of the middle is 23. I will bend it a little bit on frame 23, and after 23 it will start going other way. And okay, okay, so yeah, okay, this these controllers, this leg thing, we can always keep adding more details in that, but for now we will try to just stay on this the foot controller. Okay, I will go here on Z, and now I will get on the graph editor. Till now I was not even looking at graph editor, but now I will start doing some graph editor stuff with this foot. And okay, so yeah, okay, the first thing is from frame 16 to frame 32, the foot should remain the foot will be on the ground, because the foot is landing on frame 16, and till frame 32 the foot will remain on the ground. I think maybe till frame 3 it will remain on the ground till 32, which means the last frame is 0. and from 0 to 3 again I think it will remain on the ground, and then it will go up. We will work on everything. So okay, so because it will remain on the ground, we have to go to frame translate Z, and we will try to make this translate Z flat. So when the foot is on ground, this thing, this curve we are seeing here, it should not be like this, it should be completely flat. So I will just select one side of the curve of these tangents, and I will make them super straight. So right now they are not perfectly straight. I'll try to make as perfect as possible. Yeah, I think this is good. And yeah, okay. And how okay, this should remain straight. Why am I saying that this should remain straight? The reason is this is a static run cycle. Static means it's just running on one place, and in future when I want this dinosaur to run forward in a progressive way, there's one way. One thing is I can select each and every controller which should be moving, and I do a progressive animation on the Z. But the easy thing is the very easy thing is I'll just select the global controller and I'll animate in Z. This I can just select the global controller and I will animate it in Z, and which will work perfectly. There should not be any problem in doing that. And even yeah, the only drawback is my foot will slide, but it's really easy to stop the sliding of the foot. And okay, so for now I will just keep this Z curve when the foot is in air, just like this, and we will work on it later. Okay, and now okay, so what other thing I'm gonna do here is I will start working on translate Y. Okay, so I think from frame 0 the foot will start going up, and it will go up till frame, let's say 5. Okay, first I'll add a key on frame 16, because on frame 16 the foot is on ground. I will select the Y curve, and right now I'm trying to animate the up and down of the foot, and I will go to frame 16 and I'll add a key. Now I'm trying to imagine that okay, this foot is going back, and from frame 0 the foot will start going up in air, and maybe till frame 6 the foot will be kind of in around here, like somewhere like this. I can just go ahead and animate by selecting, I can just move the foot here, but I will try not to do that because I like to keep my graphs organized. So I will go here and I will select my translate Y, and I will move it up, and okay, and then the foot will come ahead and it will land on frame 16. And okay, and when the foot is landing, it should be landing in with the impact. So right now we are saying that this is where the foot is landing. I am just going to break this tangent, and I will break it, and I will just make it a little bit sharp here so that the foot land with an impact. And also, like right now we are saying that we made this part sharp, but still there is something which is not sharp here, and that is because of Z. Because the Z is the foot should be banging the ground when the foot is landing. When the foot will be touching the ground, it should be banging, not smoothly touching the ground. That's why we hear ripples, we see ripples on the water and all that. When a dinosaur walk, there's a huge vibration in the ground, like I'm talking about the films. So we will again, now we will go here on Z, and we will break this tangent as well, and we will make it a little bit sharper. I won't make it dead on sharp like this, and maybe if I need I will, but for now, right now I'm trying to experiment. and let's see how much sharpness will be good enough for me. With this much sharpness, it's like, you know, the foot is coming in right like this and landed. The foot should be just kind of coming from the up and like landing like this. So what I will do, I will make it a little bit like this. Yeah, I think this should be fine. I'll go back to my Y curve again, and maybe I will move this up. I would like to know that how this coronavirus is impacting each and everybody, how is this virus impacting your life, and how are you struggling with this virus, and how are you spending time at home, what do you guys do at home, and what TV series or films do you guys watch at home. And I would like to know all these things, and if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask me. Right now I'm live and I can answer you guys. If I know about something, I will definitely like to answer, and please feel free to ask me anything. And okay, I will shift this key on the frame 5, and maybe at this frame 10, the foot should come a little bit under, a little bit down, and then go up again, and then again landing, bang. Okay, maybe this is too down. Okay, it's kind of weird. I think it's not a good animation. Let me make sure that we are seeing this in real time. Yeah, it's in real time. So I think this down part is not looking good. I will just make it smooth again, and let's see how this graph works. Okay, so I think this seems more interesting to me. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smooth, and I think I would like to push a little bit more up. Okay, so this should be good enough for now. And now the next thing I would like to do is, when the foot is leaving the ground, it should leave the ground like with a very smooth foot movement. So when the foot is leaving the ground, it should be bending. It should bend first, and then it should leave in this kind of motion. It should bend, and then it should leave in a very quick way, and the foot should curl. Not too much curl, but we should be feeling the impact of the fingers. We want to see the fingers pushing the foot above, up in the ground. So we will try to do that right now. And okay, so there's one thing we can do to make that kind of thing. We can just go here and we can try playing with this roll. I like this roll attribute in human body, but in animals the roll doesn't work properly. Because the roll is a kind of mixture of the ball movement and plus this rotation from the tip. So first the ball moves like this, and when it reaches limit, then the tip start bending. So that's why I don't like the roll, because it's kind of confusing at what spot the ball should stop, and at what spot the other controller should the tip should start moving. So what I like to do, I just like to animate it all manually. I don't like using this roll controller, and I never use this roll angle as well. Maybe this rock, I will use this rocking action maybe later on, but for now I don't need it. And right now I'm just trying to figure out what attributes will be helpful in this controller. If there are no helpful controllers attributes, then we have to just do it manually. We have to animate it manually. And stretchy, no, we don't need any stretchy controllers yet. Anti-pop, no, we don't need. I think we don't need to use any of these attributes. For me, they are not helpful for me because I want each and every controller to be separate, and I don't think that they are separate in any way. Maybe this thing will be interesting. I would like to use this swirl attribute, and I would like to use this where was that? Yeah, I think I would like to just use this rock and swirl. These are the only two attributes which I will use, but not right now. Right now I will just try to okay, so I got this message from Praveen that without reference, how to know that what to do. Like with reference we have yeah, I understand, Praveen. Like when you have a reference, it's really easy. Like we know what we are doing. Especially for me, when when I started animating, reference was really useful for me. And even right now, if I'm animating this for somebody, if I'm animating this for a client, I have to have many references with me, because when somebody is paying me to do this dinosaur animation, I need reference, because somebody is investing money in me and he want a good quality animation in time. So I have to show him that I am using this reference, and I have to make him believe that I'm putting all kind of efforts in making a good animation for him. But this animation is just for me, and when I animate for me, sometimes, not always, I like to work with reference. With reference is super helpful. I'm sure if I'll be using some reference for this, maybe ostrich or maybe some kind of lizard, definitely that reference will be useful for me. The only reason I'm not using reference is because I'm animating from like last 6 to 7 years, and I use a lot of references. I try to observe a lot of references. I spend a lot of time understanding this. I spend a lot of time trying to put the weight. How does the weight work? I kind of stored everything in my mind, how an animal moves, especially a dinosaur. I really love dinosaurs. I spend a lot of time with dinosaurs, with watching their films and trying to animate dinosaurs to make a nice animation. So here I will not the only reason I'm not using reference is I'm just trying to refresh that knowledge which I think I have. But I don't think this is a healthy thing to do if you're working for a client. And here I'm not using any reference because I don't have to show anything to anybody. I just have to show it to myself, that and I want to experiment. I want to invent a new kind of cycle. I want to make a new kind of run cycle, and which was never seen before. So that is the only reason I'm not using reference in this. But if I'm doing this for my employer, I think I will find 10 different references, and I will try to discuss with him. And if he asks me, if he told me that make something from your mind, make something from your imagination, then I will go ahead and I will then I'll go ahead and I'll try to make a animation from my own mind. But I won't use my mind unless my employer won't ask me to. And other thing is, right now, why I'm not using any reference, because if I would have used reference, we would be observing the reference at the same time, and we would be also animating the dinosaur at the same time. So here I'm just trying to show you guys how to animate without a reference. So you guys can see that here I started with the foot just going back and forth, just sliding, a very basic sliding movement on foot, and then I will add each layer of detail. I will keep adding more and more details until the foot looks really good detailed. And so here there's nobody, there's no reference telling me what to do. I'm just trying to feel what is the right thing to do, and I think it is a good practice, but maybe not for the beginners, but it would be useful for you guys to see me animating without reference, because we will only concentrate on how like the biggest thing is how to manage the controllers. There's the managing controllers is also a very big thing when you are animating. In animation, how to manage the controllers is also a very big thing. So when you guys will see me how I manage these controllers without any reference, I think it would be a good learning to see somebody animating without reference, but I won't recommend it, especially if somebody is trying to learn a new animation. I will not say even 5% times you should animate without reference, but as this animation is not, we are not trying to copy a animal, we are not trying to make this animation for an employer, we are just trying to experiment, and we are just trying to as I will, when I will make each and every change in a graph, you guys will know that I will be able to tell you guys that why am I doing this one separate thing. I will be able to share my learning with you guys. So I think that's the reason I'm not using any reference. If you have seen my my Spinosaurus animation, even in that animation I didn't use any reference. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how well I can make this without reference. And okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, this is live video, so I might go in detail if you guys ask me some question. If especially Praveen, like if you ask me some question, I will try to go into detail, and which might not be healthy for this video, but I don't care. This video might be 3-4 hours long. It's already 42 minutes long, and I'm ready to spend as much time as it need. And I was trying to find a free time from last I think 4 to 5 months, and I was kind of busy with my work, and I was trying to make my own personal project. And yeah, this animation I'm going to use for my personal project, but yeah, I was thinking this is a nice time to animate for my YouTube channel. Okay, so what did we do till now? Where were we? Okay, so yeah, I was trying to figure out what attributes do I have to use here. So I don't think I'm only going to use this swivel and this rock attribute. I won't be using roll at all. And so here let's see what controllers do we have here on these the circles we have. What does these circles do? So yeah, I already used this circle because I was trying to bend this part before, so I already added a bending movement here. And so yeah, I think this is a good enough bend here. And yeah, I will be using this controller, and definitely I am using this leg movement already for the weight. This is a very important controller, this one. So yeah, I will be using this a lot. And this is a front tip. I think I'm already using this to make the weight look better. So I think I will just go here and move this part a little bit down, because if you remember in the beginning of the video, if you guys see this foot, there's a kind of angle in the foot, so you guys are seeing the fingers are touching the ground but not the back side of the foot. So which means that there's an angle in the foot. So just to remove that angle, I'm selecting the front controller, and I'm rotating it in just 5 degrees, just so that the foot is properly on the ground. And what about this controller? Will I be using this controller? We will see. We will see. So after frame 0, the foot will go up in the air, and so here we have to decide. Now on frame 5, the foot should be in this kind of pose. The foot should be in a rotation. So now I have to decide that how should I rotate the foot. I think this is working perfectly. I can just hold the entire controller and I can just rotate. Usually I don't like to rotate this controller because it is because I already used especially in humans I use this roll controller, this roll attribute, and when I'm using this roll attribute I don't like to rotate, add additional rotation using this. But right now I'm not using this roll, so I will just go ahead and I will rotate this main entire controller, and maybe till frame 10 I can reduce the rotation. This is x-axis rotation, so I will go here and I will also work with the curve here, and from frame 16 I will just make it 0 again. Just making sure everything is working fine. Yeah, I think everything is fine, and yeah. Okay, so here the foot is rotating, and maybe I can add a little bit more rotation here. Okay, another thing I would like to mention. So right now on frame 0, okay, this might be a good pose for frame 0, and then on frame 2 the foot is trying to raise, and what is trying to raise the foot is the fingers are trying to push the foot a little bit up. So here the foot is already too much up in the air, so we have to also start working with the fingers. I will just go here on Y and I will move this a little bit down, because we want to use the fingers. So we will use the fingers as if the fingers are trying to push the foot up in the air, and then they push it up. Okay, so we can see we already started having a nice animation here, and as we go ahead we'll get even more better. Okay, so here okay, I'm just trying to make a nice rotation. Oh man, talking too much is tiredful. Hey Praveen, I got your third message. Yeah, it's yeah, let's see how well it worked. Maybe it's a bad idea, maybe it's a good idea, but you will see how I use this graph editor, and you will see how I think about animation when I do this kind of experimental animation. Maybe in future I'll try to study a reference. Maybe I'll just make one video in which I will be studying a reference, and in next video I'm trying to use that study to make a animation. But for now let's just focus on how to make a video animation without reference. Okay, so here rotating, and okay, I feel like I want to work with the fingers already, but I want to make sure everything else is working fine. Then I will just go ahead and I'll add some animation in the fingers. And I think I can already add some animation in the fingers. Okay, right now I start feeling that the foot need to go up a little bit more here, and it need to stay back. On frame 5 is already starting to go up ahead in Z. Here the foot is already going ahead by frame 5, but I don't like it. I feel that the foot should stay back a little bit longer till frame 5. The foot should stay back, and then the foot should suddenly go ahead. So I will just add a key here on frame Z, and I will move it a little bit back. And okay, yeah, so yeah, thanks for being. And till frame 5 I think okay, this is good enough. And now I will go on frame on y-axis, and maybe I will add a little bit more up. I feel it can be a little bit more higher. And I'm just trying to make a nice curve here. Okay, there's one very nice tool I would recommend to you guys. This if you guys heard about this Animbot is a very nice tool, but it's really expensive. Like I'm using a trial version of Animbot. If you guys see, there is a above this timeline, I have this thing. It have very interesting tools for animation, and there is a 30-day trial for this. And if you want to buy, there are different buying options, and you will get all these tools. It just makes your life easier as an animator. It gives you many small little tools, and you on YouTube you will find many different tutorials for this. Do you need it? It depends on you. Do I need it? I'm trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out. I downloaded a trial version of this, and frankly I am only using 2 tools right now for now, but I am still trying to figure out what else tools do I need. And most of the main 2 tools which I'm using is, if you guys see my mouse cursor, is this tool. There is a kind of a curve here. So what this does, it will show us a motion trail. Yeah, we can go here to animation, and we can make our own motion trail, but I feel that motion trail is a little bit laggy, and so to activate this thing, we just have to select. Yeah, there is a you don't really need to buy this. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that you don't need to buy. If you need to buy Animbot, please go ahead. But there is another product by the same guy who made this Animbot, and that other product is called A-Tools. That A-Tools also does some of these things. So if you guys want to try A-Tools, just download it, Google A-Tools, and then just try to install in Maya, and I think those will be really interesting tools. And okay, so I'm not trying to okay, yeah, I was trying to tell you guys about a tool. So if I just select my controller, and if I click on this thing, it will give me a motion trail. So right now it's giving me a very nice motion trail and it's dividing the motion trail into two different colors. So here we can see that is so that we know that what is there are two different colors here which divides each and every frame. And other thing is that when you go ahead in time, this motion trail fades. We don't see it when you go ahead in time, and it's very interesting way to see how is your movement. And I'm really liking many nice tools here. And other thing is other nice thing is this pivot. Okay, I will, as you guys can see, this nice so here we can see I think I would like to keep this motion, this part of the motion trail a little bit more smoother. So I will go here and I will add a key on frame Z, and I will move it a little bit back. Okay, so now yeah, because I added there's a nice smooth movement going on here, and maybe I'll make it a little bit more smooth. Okay, so I think yeah this yeah, this curve should be good enough for now. And so yeah, we can see with this anim board is giving me this controller. By clicking this, we can see whatever is selected, the movement of whatever we selected, a motion trail of whatever is selected on the viewport. And other tool is if you see my mouse cursor, this thing, what this does for us, it gives us a temporary pivot. So so right now, let's say if I am here and I want to rotate my foot from this pivot, but the pivot of this controller is at this spot. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and I'll click on this this thing, and which will give us a temporary pivot, and we will just move it. And now we can just press W or rotation, and now we are rotating the same controller from a different pivot, but and at the same time we are not messing up the original pivot of this controller. So now when I select my controller again, I get the same pivot again. So I can just activate it again by clicking this, and but if I select some other controller, it will ruin the it will ruin the pivot. So yeah, Praveen, I got a message from Praveen. He's saying that I don't know how I don't know Animbot and how to use it. You don't really need to know right now. I mean, you can go ahead and download. For this tutorial, I'm not going to use Animbot. I was just showing you guys one nice tool. And at the place of that motion trail, you can even use the normal Maya motion trail. You can just select the controller. You can go to visualize, and you can turn on this this motion trail. The first option is create editable motion trail. It will just show you the motion in your, see, I think yeah, we have to turn it on here. I don't know, man, it's like a little bit weird to use the motion trail in Maya. I don't like to use Maya motion trail. It's not that fun to use. So I'll just go back, and yeah, I think I was just trying to show you guys if there's a nice tool. It's called A Tools. You can try using it, but that's not the focus of this tutorial. It's just a extension of tools you have in Maya. But yeah, okay, you guys can you can just it's not anim boot, it's ANIM, anim BOT, bot, anim bot. That's the, you guys can try searching. And but yeah, let's just we will talk about Animbot in some other video. Even I'm still trying to learn it. And so here, okay, so let's get back on what we were talking about. And okay, so yeah, there is. Okay, the first and last pose is not same right now because I think I messed it up. I will just go here and I will copy the first number 32 key, and I'll put it on the frame 0. So yeah, okay. I think something is wrong here. I think when the foot is leaving the ground, it's a little bit too fast. All this thing is happening a little bit too quickly, so I will try to slow it down a little bit. Okay, I just slowed down the Z path. Okay, so now I will add some movement in the fingers. So we will animate each finger one by one. Okay, first I'll start with this finger. Okay, so here I think I don't need to, I can just go ahead and I can key on all the controllers, and then on frame 2 I will bend it a little bit. Instead of bending like this, maybe I can rotate this controller first in the opposite direction, and then I can go ahead and I can okay. Yeah, this shows a little bit more pressure in the foot, so we can see the movement of finger. Like we can feel like as if the finger is trying to push the foot up. And on frame 4 I will just add a nice little curl on this foot. Yeah, I think so. Now this thing is happening. Okay, we have to add a in between here. Okay, so I will select all the controllers again. I will copy the key on frame 0, and I think it's already there. Okay, yeah, so I will on frame 4 I think I'm happy with this pose of that finger, and I'm not happy with the pose on frame 3, so maybe I will modify this pose a little bit. Okay, yeah, so let's keep going, and if you don't like, we will keep modifying in future. So on frame 6 maybe I will intensify the curl of this finger a little bit more. I'll keep the curl even on frame 11. And so remember, here the foot is landing. I will just copy frame 0 key. I will just hold the middle mouse click. I'll go to frame 16 and I will click on S, and this is how we copy the keys. I'll go on frame 15 and maybe I will make a pose right before land. There's one thing you can do. You can just land the foot straight down like this, and the other thing is that you can add a little bit splay on the foot when the foot is landing. You can make the foot pose a little bit like this, and as soon as it land, you can spread the foot. I think that works really well for the dinosaurs. So I'll try to make something like that. So when the foot will land, it will land and it will spread like this. So we'll try to make something like that. I'll go on frame 15 and I will make a pose with a kind of pose right before landing. Okay, let me save this file just in case if it crash. I'll just save it. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, maybe I'll reduce the curl on this frame 11, and I will go ahead and there's one more thing. I think that I did a mistake. I did this animation by, I should have made the foot. Right now we can see the foot, both foot are not straight like this, they are a little bit like this, and I should have and this is the normal default pose. I should have made the pose a little bit more like this, straight, so that so that we can make a better landing. But I think I have to make that change right now, because this is not looking good to me. And let me see if I can make that change by rotating this controller. I think, yeah, this might work. Okay, yeah, I think this will be fine. I will just rotate the rotation Y of this front controller by 18 or maybe 19. I just copied that how much I rotate, and let's see how it looks now. Let's see how it looks, the entire foot. Okay, I think just by looking at the finger and the foot, I think this is working fine. And let's do more animation on the other foot as well, other fingers as well. So we will go to this finger and let's do animation on this finger. Okay, I'll do the same. I will rotate this part, and right now is 11:30 of night in Toronto, and it's quite late, but and the video is already 1 hour and 10 minutes, and yeah, let's see how much more time it takes to make this animation. At least I will try to make the first pass of this animation, and Praveen, if you're still watching, please let me know if you feel that if you feel something is wrong, or if I'm not explaining something, and I would like to know your views. If you think that I can improve in some way, let me know. I will try to do it, and if you're still watching. So yeah, okay, so in from frame 0 to frame 2, it will just bend like this, and then from 2 to 4 I will do the same thing which I did with this foot, that controller. Okay, one by one. I would like to keep there's one wrong thing here in this foot, is I wish I had a controller in this area so that I can add a nice this kind of so that right now in our feet we can see in our hands we can see that we can make a nice curve in our hands, and even in our foot we can make some nice kind of curly movements. But because I don't have any way to move to modify this part of the foot, this part will remain flat forever. So but let's not complain, whatever we have is good enough already. So we will try to make a nice curl pose here. Now I will go back and I will try to make another pose on frame 1, yeah, frame 1, and just to keep it nice. And then on frame 3, as you can see already, there's a nice movement going on here. Now we'll try to do the same thing with we'll select the whole fit, the whole fingers, and key here, and I will copy this same frame 0 pose to frame 16, because on frame 16 is again becoming flat here. And one more thing I can do here on frame 4. Okay, on frame 5 is fine, but on frame 4 I can still keep this finger on the ground. We can make it feel like it's still trying to push the foot up. And how will I do that? I'll just uncurl it a little bit like this, so that we can see a delay in that the smaller fingers left the ground first and the last one left in the end. Let's try that, maybe it'll look better. Yeah, I think it's working. here maybe I can give a little bit different kind of curl. I think I need to keep the foot a little bit more higher. And again I'll go on frame 15. I'll try to make a pose right before the foot is landing, so that we can again do that kind of splay move here. And we can see already there's one more thing we can do on this finger. We can right now the fingers are remaining open like this. We can try to bring them a little bit closer, and so as soon as this foot leave the ground, we can bring the fingers a little bit more closer like this. And here we can, in graph editor, I can make it happen in 2 frames or maybe 3 frames. I can keep it that way. And again, like on frame 14, I can do the same thing here. I can make it happen until frame 17. Still quiet time and at night, and right now there are only 4 people watching this, and I hope all 4 of you are doing great in this pandemic times, and I hope you guys are holding up well, and please stay inside and animate if you're an animator. Okay, so yeah, I think the foot is getting there. So if you're a new viewer, let me tell you, I'm trying to animate this dinosaur, and first I'm trying to put as much detail as possible in the foot, and once I'm done animating the foot, then I will move on to the body part. And I'm sure this is going to be a long video, and yeah, let's see how long it takes. So what I'll do, I will just copy the keys on this. I will just animate these fingers, the fingers on the last remaining finger, and then I will just copy the keys of this foot and move it, paste it to this foot and offset it, and then I'll start animating the body, because I don't want to wait too long to this is we are trying to make the first pass of animation on this video, and I will do the same. Okay, so I'll do the same thing which I did on other fingers. So I'll go on frame 2 and I will make a pose as if the finger is trying to push the foot up in the sky. Bad thing about streaming live is you will only know how bad is your video after you are done, and people already seen how bad you are in speaking English and in animating, and I won't be able to edit the video, I won't be able to. But the good thing is that you guys can ask me any questions anytime. So as this is live video, so please feel free to ask any question, and please just go ahead and type any question you want and I will try to reply. Okay. So I think I'm happy with this pose. Maybe I'll increase the curl a little bit more here, and I will continue with the same thing. On frame 12 I will the foot will still curl, but it will curl somehow like a little bit less, like, and on frame 16 it will land to normal pose. So I will select all three and I will copy I will middle mouse click on frame 0, go to frame 16 key. This is how you copy the keys, and I think this frame 4 pose which I was talking about, that keeping the last finger on the ground is a bad idea. I'm just gonna go ahead and make it okay. So I'm trying to animate the leg now. So the reason I am animating this part of the leg is, I will explain you guys quickly, is as soon as the foot land on the ground, because of the weight of the dinosaur, this part of the leg need to bend. So before the landing, the let's say this part of the leg is this part of my arm. So as soon as the foot will land on the ground, so this arm, this part should also go down. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So as soon as the foot is landing, I am trying to make a motion that the foot is taking the whole weight of the body and is bending in X rotation. And yeah, there's even this rotation I need to stop. The foot can't start rotating from frame 26. I mean, there's already you guys can see this one. The foot can't do this thing till frame 26, maybe after 26, but not till frame 26. So I'm gonna make it straight. Okay, that was quite, and I will just try to talk more. I'm already talking from 1.5 hours, which is tiredful for my throat, and I was trying to concentrate more on animating instead of talking, but yeah, I'll continue talking. So I think I'm done with the foot animation for this dinosaur, and if I hide the controllers, you guys will see this is the foot animation I did till now. And yeah, I think there are many things I can improve in this, especially the end part when the foot is leaving the ground here. is kind of too fast, but okay, let's keep it like this for now. If in future, like when we will uh, when we are done animating the body, at that time I can go and modify the foot a little bit more. Anyway, we have to work back and forth. I will be animating the body, then I'll be animating foot, then I'll be animating the body, and then I'll be animating the foot. I'll be going back and forth. And what I'm trying to say here is yeah, I should just copy the foot animation, and I'll paste it on the other foot, on the left foot, and then we'll just move on to the body. Okay, so usually how I animate is I just copy all the keys on this left side, on the right side of controller. So first, how I copy the keys, I will just go ahead and I'll animate. I will select this the foot, and then I'll copy all the keys, and then I'll select this controller, and then I copy on that keys, that foot. But right now let's try to use this animbot, and let's see how well it works. And I think there is a mirror. You can mirror your animation, and let's try that. And I'll click on that. Let's see how well it works. Oh, nice. Amazing, man, amazing. It copied all my keys to that other foot. I think this is a really amazing tool to have, Animbot. And I just click, and it copied all my animation. And I don't think it's perfect, but at least I have something. And maybe it's not perfect, I don't know, man. Like, I wish whatever I did here on this graph, I wish even that was copied on that one, that side, but I don't think it happened. Let me try again. I'll select this foot, and I will maybe let's try selecting the curves as well, and then I'll click on this mirror all keys, and then we'll go here and see. No, my curves are still the same, are all in auto. I want my curves also to look the same, so I will go ahead and I will try to copy them manually. Selected, copy. I'll select this, and first I'll delete these, and I have to offset all the keys, so I won't be just pasting from 0. I will be pasting all the keys from frame 16. Yeah, see, when I manually copy and paste, I get all the I get the whole the same curve which I modified the curve. I get all the modification I made. I'll go to curves, pre-infinity, cycle, so that I can get the cycles. Okay. Yeah, no, so I already got my, this is not a run cycle, this is more like a walk cycle. But yeah, let's not stop right now. We'll keep going ahead, and we'll try to transform this and this is a really big dinosaur, so remember, we can't make the run cycle faster. It need at least 1 second for one cycle to be complete. And give me 1 second, guys. Can I have D? Please, if you don't mind making tea. So I think my throat is killing me, and I have to ask my fiance if she can make tea for both of us. And okay, so I'll continue, and I'll copy all the keys from here, and I'll paste it on that foot. And I will go ahead and I'll copy all the keys on this controller, and paste. On this rig, this copy and paste thing is working, but it doesn't work nicely on all. Sometimes let's try doing this thing. I will just select all the keys on the foot, and we'll just try to copy and paste all of them. And so right now I already selected all my keys on the foot, the fingers, and the everything. I already pasted this one, so I don't need to select that. And let's see how well it works. So I'm gonna copy everything. This is just an experiment. I hope if this works, we don't have to copy and paste each and every controller separately. And let's see how it works. I selected all the keys which I copied there. Go here on 16 and paste. Please tell me it will work. See, as I told you guys, it doesn't always work, especially in fingers. It never works. Okay, I think I don't need to go and copy each and every fingers for now. This foot is looking fine already. I mean, we can see that definitely that other foot is not complete, but for the purpose of seeing this animation, I think I'm gonna stop here with my foot animation, and I will just go ahead and I will start animating the body. And another thing I can do is this foot. Okay, here when this foot is trying to leave the ground, I think this is pretty good. But when it's landing, I want this foot to stretch a little bit more. I want this foot to go a little bit more further, and I will just sorry, just give me 1 second. I heard the camera. Go and get key.
Can I go there?
No, D.
You want tea?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be back. I'm just gonna play it. sorry, I'm back. It's a long video, so I needed a break, and I'm back now. And so what I was trying to do here, I was trying to stretch the foot so that it can cover when we are trying to make a run here. So in run, we are trying to, when we land our foot, we always try to stretch our foot as long as possible, as far as we can. And so yeah, I think this looks better. So on frame 16, maybe let me try to stretch a little bit more. This should be fine. Again, those who don't know, this is in this video I'm trying to experiment this animation. I'm not using any reference, I'm just trying to make a interesting looking animation, and we'll see how well I can make this animation. So I'll also copy and mirror this controller on that foot, so that we can move on to the animating an animation of the body. So I'll just quickly go ahead and I can see some things are not working well in this foot. Okay, so let me try using this mirror all keys tool. Pause mirrors. Yeah, so here we can see there is not okay. Yeah, we made a mistake. We should have mirrored from. Okay, so now we can just move all the keys. I think yeah, this works for. We might not get the curves exactly how we want it, but this in Animboard, this mirror animation tool works perfectly for if you are not worried about the curves. So now we'll just go ahead and we'll curves. We'll make everything cycle again. Yep. So I think our foot, we are done with the foot. I'm happy with the foot. So now we have to make the upper body as if this dinosaur is running. We have to make him run, and you guys will wonder that why this looks like as if it's walking. It doesn't look like running. So remember, this is a really big dinosaur, and it's like if you're talking about how big a human will be, if I make a box here, the human will be very small in front of this dinosaur. We'll try to scale this box. I think the human will be as big as this big in front of this dinosaur. So this is very small. This is my belief. I think the human won't be bigger than this. Maximum it bigger. Let's say if it's the biggest human, he'll be this big. But I don't think it can be more bigger than this. And I would like to believe that this will be the ideal size for human. And I'll put this box here. Why I'm putting this box here? Because it will give me idea that. So this, I'm used to seeing weight in comparison to humans, in comparison to me. So when I compare that, this will be my height. This will be my height. So I know that this, if this is my height, then how the weight of this dinosaur should react. So um, and so same way, similarly, like this dinosaur, when it's running, I don't think he will be able to jump very high, so I'm just trying to make a normal run, and I feel that there won't be much air time in the in foot. And even if there is some, if I want some the body to remain in air for some time, I can do it later, but for now I think I'm happy with this. So I'll go ahead and and so right now I won't just go ahead and start animating the full body. So this is the center of gravity controller. So this controller controls the entire body. I won't just go ahead and start animating. I want to start my animation from this controller. I want to start animating this part of the body, and then I will go ahead and I'll animate each and every part. So you guys will see me. I will just, so I will go ahead and I will key on frame 0 and from on frame 32, and I will try to work from graph editor. So I think the body need to go a little bit down here, and maybe this is ideal position for this. And so on frame 0, this foot is landing, the other the left hand side foot is landing on the ground. So as soon as the foot will land, the body will go down first. So we can say that till frame 4 the body should be going down. So we will go here on graph editor, and we'll insert a key here, and we will move the body a little bit down. Again, I'm not using any reference, I'm just trying to do the guesswork. The body will go down till frame 4, it will remain down till frame 7, at least that's what I think, and then it will start going up. It will go up till frame 16, maybe 15, let's say 15. And as you guys know that the frame 16 is the middle part of the animation, so I will try to copy this frame 0 key, because this as this is one cycle, so the body will bounce 2 times. So the frame 16 should be having a similar value as frame 0 and last frame. So I'll copy this value, go ahead, and I will paste the same value on frame 16, and I think I can modify this value. I don't need to keep, I can move this part a little bit up, maybe like this. I can just delete this key. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll just copy this part and I'll paste it here again, and yeah, so now we are having something going on in the body. Is this correct? Definitely not. I have to modify. I have to keep modifying. So what I'll do, I'll go here on frame 13 and I'll add a key here, and I will move the dinosaur a little bit up. I will copy this value again. Now I'll go on frame 29, I'll add a key, I'll do the same thing, and we can make a nice curve here, and we can select these keys, and we can make the curve a little bit different than just working with auto curve. Yep. So yeah, this doesn't look bad to me. Trust me, when I'm done animating, this is not how it will look. This up and down won't be the last up and down. For now, I just need to start thinking about the entire body. so this gives me a nice idea of where to start. And so yeah, I will keep the body this kind of up and down for now at least. And now I will start rotating the butts as well, and let's see how it works. Okay, so how I work, I just go on each and every curve, and I try to do put as much detail as I need to. So what I'll do, I'll just go to frame translate X, and I will try to add keys on this. So as on frame 7, the dinosaur is on the weight of dinosaur is on this foot, so I will just go ahead and I'll add a key here, and I'll move the dinosaur towards this foot, so that the weight is shifting on the left hand side foot, I mean left foot. Trust me, I have to do a lot more detail on the foot. I'm going to do it, but first I don't just do all the detail at once. It comes in my mind slowly as I'm not using any reference, so all these things will happen eventually, but for now you guys just have to bear with me with the you guys just have to bear the process. And that's frame 7, and again frame 23. I have to hide the camera just for, give me 1 second. Good. Go there. So guys, it's tea time. I'm just gonna have tea, but I will keep animating as well. And maybe I'll just hide the camera till the time I'm having tea, and I'll keep animating as well. So right now, as you guys can see, I'm trying to do the weight shift. This is my first video, and I have no idea how to pause this video, and how can I take a break. Otherwise I would have taken like 15 minutes break, but I think I'll just continue. I will just hide the camera, I'll have my tea, and I'll continue doing animation. Okay, so right now I'm just trying to make the curves a little bit smoother. I will just okay, so seems like a nice movement to me, at least for now. Now I will go on frame on curve X and maybe curve Y, and I'll try to add some this movement as well in the body. And before that I should save my file. So the thing is, I think on frame 16 both feet are far away from each other, so I think this should be the correct time to rotate the body like this, so that the right side of body is closer to the right foot and the left side of the body is closer to the left foot. So I just went ahead and I rotated this in Y curve, and the value of the rotation is 17.127. So I'll copy this and I will put the negative value of this on frame 0 and 32. So I will just put 17.127 and I'll put it to minus. In this way, now we will see the body is also rotating. As the foot is rotating, the body is also rotating. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I will try to do the Z rotation. So for Z, as soon as the foot is landing on the ground, the hip should go up. So it's up to us. Do we want to rotate the hip like this? Either we can rotate the hip like this, or either the other next option we have is we will just select the leg controller and we can move this thing also up. So let's do both of them. So what I'll do, I will also do the rotate the in Z. So I'll go ahead and I'll select the Z curve and I'll see, I think this much should be enough, and this is 5.79. I'll copy that, and on frame 16 I'll make it 0 again, and I'll go to frame 20. I'll add a key here and I will reverse this, the value which was on frame 4. So now we will see that as soon as the body is landing on foot, it's rotating in Z. I think it can be a little bit more. Yeah, let's keep it to 10, minus 10, and here plus 10. So here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to smooth the graph. I think so on frame 16 and on frame 0 the foot is landing. On frame 16 the right foot is landing, and on frame 0 the left foot is landing. So I'm trying to make a sense that as soon as this foot will land, the the Z rotation will suddenly happen. So I'm quite happy with this, I think. So you guys can see there's a quite organic movement going on there. But I think there's a weird deformation going on in the hip area. So we'll try to fix this, but if we can't fix it, then we have to remove this rotation and we will just rely on the up and down of this hip controller. So for example, for now, let's say that on frame 7 there's a weird deformation going on here. So I think we can fix that by moving the hip control a little bit outside, but we have to make sure, let's say if we move it outside, then it will remain outside in all the whole time, which we don't want. We want the volume of our body to remain similar. So what I'll do, I think this is not a good deformation here. Frame 23 looks ideal to me. I want this kind of deformation all the time. So I'll key here and I will go on frame 32 and I will move it a little bit outside. And this looks more natural to me. And I will move the frame 32 to frame 0. And I think the frame number 6 is the worst. 6 or maybe 7. I will go to frame 7 and I'll move it outside. Kind of makes sense now. As we'll go ahead, I think we will keep improving. Okay, so now let's try to add even more details, maybe in translation. Maybe in translation Z, up and down. I would like to see some more up and down in the so for example, on frame 7 the foot is not in the air anymore, so there's no reason to see this kind of shape here. So what we can do, we can just move it down a little bit, maybe a little bit inside, but let's see. We can move it down. It seems good. I'm still not 100% happy with the deformation here, but I will not think too much right for now. I will be trying to make it look good in the end. So for now, on frame, the, the foot is landing on frame 16. On frame 16, I will try to move this a little bit down, and on frame 20, I will move it up. Yep. I think this kind of deformation will look good on this, and so if I ask you now that does this part of the body looks organic, I would say no, this part is not looking good at all. I guess I have to go ahead and I have to remove the Z rotation on this part of the body, because it's completely ruining my experience of visualizing this part of the body. Let's not completely remove it, let's try to reduce it at least. I'll go ahead and I'll scale it to I'll scale this to 0.2 scale. Yeah, so yeah, I think this should be good. And so this is now, and if you go how it looks before, so this was before. I think before looks better. I think I have to do something else to fix this part. This part is just let's try to find some other ways to fix this. Yeah, okay, for now I will just keep it like this. think it's not bad. And anyway, we still have to animate the front body, and we will know in the end that how does this part of the body looks after we are done animating this part. So we don't have to worry too much right now about this deformation, but we will keep that in our mind, and we'll try to fix that in future. I think maybe I can. Yep, I think let's try to copy animation on this part to this side. So we'll try using this mirror thing. Let's see how it works. Okay, so definitely we have to move this whole thing so that it start from frame 16. And I have to start the infinity. I believe this is not bad. I think I'm very happy with this. I mean, not very happy, but I'm satisfied with this quality for now. And so I think I'm back. So yeah, I think it's time now is the time we can start animating the front body. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Definitely I will be coming back and I will continue working on this, and but for now, for the first pass, I think I'm quite satisfied with this. And okay, so now I'm moving on to this part of the body, and then we'll move on to the neck and the head. And okay, so I will get started by, see, we also need some back and forth movement in the body. So for example, right now this foot is stretching quite badly, but this foot is not stretching that badly. Either we have to stretch because when this foot is landing, I want the foot to be stretched more like this. And to do that, either I have to move the body more like back and forth like this. But I can't do that using this controller, because I can't animate this controller on Z, because if I animate this controller on Z, it's going to mess up with the body. It's going to mess up with the volume of this body. So in the end I will just go to this center of gravity controller, and I will add further movements in the end. But for now I will just be animating. I will just continue with what I'm doing. So maybe let's start from frame 0. So first thing first, I think on frame 0 my body is intersecting with the leg. So let's see if how does this body looks if I move the body a little bit on this side, and I think it's not bad. Yeah, okay, so I will keep my body my dinosaur's body on somewhere here, and I'll key here, and I will go in frame 16 and I will reverse what I did. So I moved minus 17.29. I'll copy that and I will key on frame 16 and I will remove the minus. If there was no minus, then I would have added, so that so now my dinosaur's body is moving side to side. Definitely not in the way we want, but eventually we will reach there. Okay, so before this there's one more thing we can try. Let's go to frame 0. Let's try to even rotate the body in this direction, and maybe okay, now it's better, minus 14. So I'll just copy this value and I'll paste it here, and minus, remove the minus. And as you guys just saw, I kind of added a little bit rotation on the Y. So again I will add a key here and I will add a minus here. So and as this is an IREX, this is a mixture of raptor and T-Rex. So what here we have two options in the Jurassic World film. In that film they tried to make the IREX more like a T-Rex. The T-Rex was running more like a very big dinosaur, but here I'm trying to keep it more like a raptor. I'm trying to animate this more like a very big raptor. So and if I'm trying to make it more like a very big raptor, then raptor are like very sneaky. They want to, even if they are running like ninjas. Ninjas means like there will be up and down in their back body. So if you ever did a ninja walk is so that your body can remain stable. You do a ninja walk if you're handling a gimbal or if you're handling a camera, so that there's not too much shake in the camera. So the same here is the same thing. He's doing a kind of ninja walk or ninja run, so that there's not too much shake in his front body. Definitely we will see some shake in the front body, but by the time but we won't see much shake in his head. This pose itself, I try to make this pose in a way that is more like a raptor pose. And so yeah, let's not think too much for now, and let's continue what we are doing. We'll keep experimenting with different graphs. And okay, so now let's try to add some more rotations on frame on x-axis. X-axis is this one. We'll see some more rotation happening in this part. And also what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and I'll make the head global. So when why I'm saying I'm making it global, when I made it global, I still not global. Okay, so global and follow base. Let's see how it looks now. No change. There's no use of this. Okay, let's try to remove the follow. After I remove the follow, it just moved a little bit forward, which we don't want. I will turn back on the follow. I want to keep the similar volume in his neck, so I will just move it back manually. Now I think we can go ahead and we can add some more movement in the body. We're going to add X rotation here right now. Okay, it's our X curve. So I'm just going to guess. So here I think I like the X value on this part. So as the body is going down, if it's I will go to frame 8 right now. There's something going on in my mind which is hard to explain, so I think it'll be better if you guys just see. So I'll go to frame 8 and I will rotate this body. Let's see if this works more like this. And also I will add a couple keys here on this controller, and I will again do the same thing. I will come here and I will move this part a little bit down. Why I moved this down? I moved it down because I'm trying to this thing to work with the X rotation, because when I'm rotating X, it is affecting this part of the body. So I made a rotation in the X, and I also moved this part down because this part was not moving as much as I needed this to be moved. So again I will go to frame 24 and I will add some more rotation again. I will go here and I will again move this thing down. Now if we play this, yeah, there is something going on, but is this what we need? I don't think so, but yeah, we'll keep it for now. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and save this file before it crashes. Okay, so right now there's only one viewer and I'm not sure. I think this is the best time to pause this video and maybe continue on tomorrow, but I thought of finishing it, so I'll just do it. I'll finish it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is if we see the weight in the back body, in the hips are going up and down here, and so that up and down which is happening in the hips, that up and down will travel along the body. So if the hips are going up and down, that up and down will travel, like let's say if you hold uh, it's like if I'm moving my hand up and down, if I'm moving my elbow up and down, my this part of the body is kind of following that part. And remember, like the this dinosaur's this front body is not just a dead front body. This front body have muscles. It can control. It is there to control the entire body, how the body should move. So what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to do here is this body will kind of move with a follow through, but also we have to uh, remember that this is not a just dead body which is just which is just following um, the back body. It also have muscles which can control himself. So what I'll do, okay, so maybe I'll select this part. So that's what I was trying to do here. Maybe till frame 3 this will remain up, the back body will go down first, and then this body will go, the middle body will go down, and maybe I should hide the curves for now. Yeah, we are seeing some kind of wave happening in the body, and maybe that wave is a little bit too much, or maybe not. Let's okay, as soon as it landed I will try to enhance the wave a little bit more, and maybe a little bit less. Yeah, no. I think this is okay. I will do one more thing. I will remove the global here on the head, because I think I want, no, okay, yeah, okay, I think it's good. Yeah. Now I just what I am gonna do right now is I'll go to frame 16. I will move this body back. I was thinking of doing this later, but I think I have to do it right now. I will move the body a little bit back so that this leg is stretching, and I will key here, and I will key on frame 0 as well, and frame 32 as well, and now I will go on frame 8, and I will push this body forward like this, and maybe that's too much, but we'll see. And the same thing here. I will copy this value and I will add it here. This is definitely way too much, but okay, I'm just going to minimize it, and I have to stretch the values on my legs, and yeah, so now I think I have to increase the values on my dinosaur legs. I will just go and select both the legs and select the Z, and on frame 16 I think this is good, and but maybe I think it's good. I don't need to, because I was thinking on frame 16 I was thinking it need to stretch a little bit more, but I think that would be too much, and I think this is good. And yeah, I think this is not bad. And now I will go and I will add a little bit more up and down on this body, the front body. So how will it work? Maybe for now let's just try adding some up and down movement, and we'll modify it as we'll go ahead. I think till frame 2 it don't need to go down, and then after frame 2 it will start going down till frame 6, and on frame 13 it can get back up. Trying to find a nice spot for up and down. There's one more thing which I feel is messing up the deformation on the back body, is the Y rotation in this part of the body. So I will go here and I'll try to modify or maybe reduce the Y rotation, and I don't know, because I am not really liking this part. I hope there is a fix for this, but we'll see. We'll try to fix this part. And okay, so what I did, I went to 8 and I pushed this up, and now we'll go to 24 and we'll push this down. Let's see if we can do something with this deformation happening. Why the hell there is no... oh shit. I think there is a weird thing happening in this part. What I think is I don't think it's rotating from the correct position, and I don't like there are many weird things happening in this part. I will try to fix it later. For now, I'll just continue with my animation. This part is really bothering me. It's not looking good at all. Okay, let me quickly try. I received a message from Nati Mohan. Okay, I'll call you Nati. Hey, Nati, thank you for your message, and I'm glad that you like my videos, and they are not the best videos out there, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully as long as it can help somebody, I'm happy. But yeah, thank you for your compliment, and I'll try to make even better ones. I was not making any videos from last 5 months, 4 to 5 months. Just I was super like I was trying to make one of my own personal short film, and it's still going on, and it might take, I don't know how much more time will it take to finish. And but yeah, and there was too much work, and this right now, because of this virus, is impacting everybody's life, so I had some time to make this video, and let's see. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to fix the weird deformation going on in this part of the leg. So I'm not sure if I can fix it, but at least I can make it look less bad. uh, okay, so okay, so here I don't want to see this part going up in this. Okay, this is a very weird part of this dinosaur, and it is causing me a lot of taking a lot of time, but we will do our best to fix this. Okay, so I feel that this is right now this should be fine. The movement right now in this, for now it should be fine. We will try to make it even better, but for now I think I won't do anything further. I will delete this part, and I will just again copy this part. I am using this animbot tool here, and I will use this tool to copy animation from the right side to left side. This is a very useful tool, and you guys should research more about this tool. It's called ANIM and bot, and I will be using this tool to copy the animation from right side to left side. No. Okay, so something is weird. Yep, I think for now I will just go ahead with this head movement, and we'll try to make it better in future, but for now it's good. And now let's focus on the chest part of the body. and especially let's try to add a little bit better up and down. uh, I think I'm getting a call, and I'll just leave it. Okay, so yeah, I will just reduce the front and back movement here. Maybe I'll just okay, so oh man, okay, I was trying to make a nice front and back movement in the Z. So see, like this is the reason I was just I just moved that part. And before, if you realize that the chest part of the body was going front and back, front and back, front and back, and it was not looking good. And just because I moved the front and back happening on the COG part, now this thing stabilized by itself. Like if your body is having correct movements, then you're like, because I made it make the back part of the body correct, now my chest part of the body is automatically stabilized. And I want this part of the body stabilized because uh, I think that's the kind of dinosaur this is. He tried to keep his body stabilized. For sure, I need to work a lot on the foot. It's really not the best way to work. Alright, there's one more thing. I think in the hips right now, if we just look at the X part, I think it's going out way too much. I'll try to do the same thing on this side. Okay, so oh man, I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy it again. Yep. If I hide the controllers, I think I'm sure, like I think that if there is a very big raptor, this is how that raptor should run, because it's a very stabilized body. And I know right now the neck is a little bit too stabilized. It's the head is a little bit too stabilized, and what we'll do here, we will make use of this animbot tool of the modifying the pivot. I'll just click on this. This is a animbot, and this help you in a very nice ways. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just keeping the pivot on the level of eyes, because if you know that when we any kind of animal, when they run or when whatever they are doing, even if they are crawling, they try to keep their eyes stabilized. So I place the pivot of this controller on the eyes so that I can rotate the head from the eyes. Okay, so how will I animate the head? So first of all, I'll key on 0. Okay, let me select again. I'll key on 0, 32 and 16. I'll turn on the manual pivot, and now I will try to modify. I'll give a little bit follow through so that the head is not dead on following the the body just with a, even though if it's falling with a little bit of follow through. And just eyeballing the movements and seeing how it works. Is this the best animation? No. Frankly, after I'm done with this video, I will be, to finalize this animation, I will be spending uh, maybe at least 1 week on polishing this RunCycle, because I as soon as the animation is done, you are not done. There's a huge amount of work. The polish part takes the most time for me. I have to and I think it's the most time consuming part, to polish a uh, animation, because I think making a movement is very easy, just making it perfect is the hard part. Okay, so now I think I'm happy with this. Maybe it's too much. Okay, so I will add a little bit up and down. Yep, I think maybe this much movement will be enough for the head, because he's trying to stabilize his head, and I think we can't stabilize like 100% lock on. We have to keep some movement in the head, and I feel that this is a right amount of movement in the head. Definitely I have to keep I have to make it even better, but just for now, I think okay. Yeah. Maybe we should make it faster. Let me try playing this on instead of playing it on 24 frame per second, let me try to play it 28 frames per second. Save. I think this looks, no, I think it's just a fast walk. I think I have to modify it a lot to make it like a, to make it look like a run. And I'll go back and I'll change it to the 24 again. So to make it look like a run, what should I do? I am going to give a little bit of airtime, and I am going to add a little bit more of up and down in the body. Okay, so for now, first let's deal with the foot, and we will give a airtime to this raptor, to this IREX. So what I'll do here, I will just select all the controllers here. So the easiest thing to do here is I'm just going to delay the landing time. So if it's landing on 16, I'm just going to let it land on 18 or maybe 19. Let's try that. Okay, so for that I'm just going to hold all these controllers and let's try landing it on 19. Yeah, I think this 19 should work. So as I move the landing to 19, and I am going to also scale this part of the, so that yep, I think now this looks like a run. I mean, I'm just talking about the one of the foot. Now we have to make the same thing happening to this foot as well, and I'll just go ahead and I'll select this, and I will do the same thing, and I'll hold this and move this 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. I'm just delaying the landing. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I think now we have a kind of running dinosaur. Before it looks like a walking dinosaur, but now it looks like a running dinosaur. I think so, at least that's what I think. And I'm not saying that this is my final animation. I am going to spend whole week working on this, but you guys will just making this live just to show you guys the initial work to make it look make a realistic looking dinosaur. So now let me save it before it crash. Okay, so this video already crossed 3 hours. Oh man, 3 hours is a long time. Whatever. Okay, continue. let me modify some things as we delayed the landing, so I had to one thing, frankly, you guys, if you I like many people say that this is not a good way to make tutorials, just going ahead and talking and experimenting and working like as you like, going with your flow. Right now, I agree that the way I make videos, this is not the best way to make a tutorial. I need to pre-plan everything. I need to um, prepare for this, but um, I'm not doing this thing for money. I'm just trying to show you guys how I animate. I I don't plan for this. I just today I thought, I just when I started this video, just 1 hour, I just thought like I want to learn how to make a I want to try a live streaming, and so I just went ahead and I live streamed this on and I think this yeah, if you guys want more like a well planned nice videos, definitely you, most of them are paid, but for me, I'm just trying to show you guys how I animate. And if that's what you're looking for, then please, I think this video is for you. And okay, so where was I was trying to modify the okay from I think now it's stretching way too much. We have to move both of them a little bit back. Yeah, and I'm going to copy this thing, not copy, but let's try to make them look same. Okay, so yep, I'm not I'm not happy with the hip part of this of his body, and I don't think it's a good idea to just extend this foot here, but I'm gonna fix it later. For now, I think it should be not be a big deal. Okay, so now as I'm already I think it's a good time to go ahead to the global control, the local, or we can say center of gravity controller, and add some up and down in this part as well. I think it would be a good idea, but as you guys will see that the head is not following the center of gravity, and we don't need the head to follow the center of gravity, and we want to keep the head completely separate, because I think if we want to make it look like raptor, we want to see head a very stabilized head. And okay, so we will try to make it I will move the wide. Okay, so Okay, so I added some up and down in the center of gravity controller as well, and I think it's making more sense now, and I'm liking it. I'm liking the new look, and definitely the hip part is killing my eyes right now. I really hate this part, but I'll keep it for end. Also, another thing I'll do, I'll add some weight shift from, so let's say if on 8, the whole entire body should be on a little bit on this side, and on 24 the entire body should be on this side. We'll just keep this as an ideal 17.2. I'll just why am I already added some side to side movement in the hip part, and why am I adding even more further side to side movement on the center of gravity part? The only reason is I believe in a layered approach. Like the thing which I was doing to hip, it was just kind of a first first layer, and the thing I'm doing to the center of gravity controller is kind of a overall kind of outline of the thing. Like I just I I observed this thing that, you know, like if you observe a wave in an ocean, a wave is very layered. So like there is a big wave, and that big wave will have small waves, and those small waves will have another small waves. So the same thing is in our body also. We have some big waves, so now there's a big up and down going on, and inside that big up and down there's small up and downs going on. And so it's just up to us how much we can observe and how much we can implement here. And okay, so now we can try one more thing here, and that is we will select the head, we will turn on the manual pivot which we already placed here in eyes. I am just going to place it a little bit here in the dip of the nose, and I will try to add some rotation on Y from here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now rotate, and I'll just try to follow the head with the neck. I'm trying to do here, I'm still trying to keep the head stabilized, and okay, so just go ahead and I'll select it, and maybe I'll come here and I'll just smooth out this part. Okay, so maybe some more. Let's increase the up and down a bit more. I'm not sure if this is the best up and down, but need to spend way more time on that. I'll just stay with my older one. Okay. Yeah, this was way better. Maybe I'll add a little bit more Z. Okay, so can I say that this video have some good weight? This animation has some good weight? Definitely not. This is not a weighty animation, and I was thinking that I will make the front body really stabilized, really stable body, but I think that might not be a good idea. So I think this might be a good video to show you guys the workflow. It's almost 3.5 hours, and I don't think it's a good idea for me to keep going with this video. I'm not sure if I will be able to upload this on YouTube, but this is a long video, and I spent way more time than I thought in the beginning, and I think it's time to end this video. And please let me know what you guys think about this video. And this was a live video, and maybe I'll make this I'm not sure what's going to happen to this recording once I'm done, once I end the stream, but I will try to make this video online. I will try to make this video go like public, so that you can see this video in future also. I'm sure it's not like that most of you guys will. I don't think that in the duration of this video I realized that many people were like, sometimes there is only one viewer, sometimes there are like 4 or 5 viewers, and maximum it was 5 viewers. And so for sure, like, none of them watched the entire video with me. Nobody was from the beginning to end with me. So I can say that I have to make this video live if I really need to help you. You might say that you didn't even finish the entire animation. Frankly, now after this point is just micro details. There's no point of me to continue with this animation, because after this it's just about how much micro details can I put, how much I can observe, how much more nicer I can make this animation. But we see that how we started just with the foot, how we moved the foot from just we started with small movements, and in the end we keep going ahead, we keep moving the body, we keep doing this and that, and we have this good looking cycle. No, I'm not saying that this is good looking cycle, but this is the way to go now. In future, now first I have to keep going. Once I am super happy with the body, I have to spend at least 20 more hours just on the body. I will continue tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and like whenever I have time, I have to keep spending more time, and until I'm super happy, until I'm very happy with the body, until I'm very happy with the head. And after that, in the end I will go and I will animate the hands and the tail, and maybe in the end I will animate the some muscle jiggle part as well, because I think in this rig you have some minor muscle jiggle parts. And maybe I will continue with the next video. I can live stream if I got a good response for this, my next, or maybe I can record my further work. But for now, I think this is all I have to share for today. It's 2 o'clock at night in Toronto, and I have to, I think this is a good time to stop. And so see you guys, and this is the end of the video. And you if you like this video, please let me know, and thank you very much for being with me. I'm going to end the video.